over the outstretched hand of the shot blockers. Something very special.
Now Sotto shows his range.
He said, hey, I might be on the poster, but that thing's only worth 2. This sucker's worth 3. Yeah.
Have a rest late in this quarter. Over Sotto! If you don't... Got the block and Cleveland rejection at the other end. That was Simon again, getting up. Doing it at both ends of the floor. Now Sotto goes with that right-hand sky hook. We just heard Brad say, Sydney know they can just put them to the sword if they can get a few more buckets.
6 on the offensive end.
And Sotto again, helping himself to 9 points. They're under pressure here as Walt Jr. Put on some fancy footwork, but good defense from Sotto. Got the block and Cleveland rejection at the other end. That was Simon again, getting up. Doing it at both ends of the floor. Now Sotto goes with that right-hand sky hook.
Simon, as good as defender he is, when you got that size, you got a 7'2" guy coming at you. Might need a little bit of help.
It feels as though both teams are just lifting their intensity here, Liam. I think Adelaide know how important this period is, and as we just heard Brad say, Sydney know they can just put them to the sword if they can get a few more buckets.
Johnson.
And Chase Buford knows the importance of these couple of minutes. You don't want to give the 36ers a sniff. They came back from 19 down against Cairns only a couple of nights ago, so they know they can do it. And McCarron works his way to the basket. He's yet to score, and he'll get his chance now.
Got stuck in the end between the two big units on the floor for the Kings. Cooks and Suarez closing in. Just did enough to draw the contact and get to the strike.
Suarez with the 3 personals. It's been an issue for him all season long. McCarron gets 1 of 2, flattens the kids who wanted the cheeseburger. Back to 10. Suarez does come and have a rest late in this quarter. Over Sotto! If you don't
Move straight at the big boys. Caught that in the grill there. Kai Sotto, just a hellacious dunk. Yes, sir. We see you, Xavier Cooks.
Over the outstretched hand of the shot blockers. Something very special.
Now Sotto shows his range.
He said, hey, I might be on the poster, but that thing's only worth 2. This sucker's worth 3. Yeah.
And Sotto, Bruce professionally used all his experiences to give away the foul.
Very good foul.
He's thinking at this stage, it's getting pretty desperate. And Mitch McCarron did not touch him at all by looking at that angle. Sometimes it can be a little deceiving.
We're not saying we might have a coach's challenge and successful. We haven't had too many, have we?
Well, it's just that left arm. Did he come down and hit Glover on the shoulder? Which it does not, from that angle, it does not look like there's any contact.
That angle
looks like just hit the ball, clipped the ball.
Yeah.
Oh, did he hit the shoulder on the way down?
Well, from the other angle, it doesn't look like it. Either way, it had almost no impact on the shot. In fact, the ball, when he actually hit the ball, was the one that might have caused Glover some issues, but he plays straight through it.
That one's not definitive. Because
well, it is from the other angle.
But the other one, I think it is.
Here.
I think here, a little piece of the ball.
Goes straight by him.
Nothing else. And I think he's a chance to win that challenge.
You're saying it's going to be successful?
If this is not overturned, I don't know what they're looking at. Because you can see the gap between the shoulder.
Let's take a listen. Let's see, Gazy.
Coach's challenge is successful. The call is overturned. The basket counts for Sydney. Adelaide have the ball on the baseline.
6 on the offensive end.
And Sotto again, helping himself to 9 points.
I grew up in Brisbane, so I was Bullets for a long time, but Audrey's from Sydney, and to be a part of the Kings vibe is just fantastic. It's great to be here.
You've become very familiar with one of our own at the NBL, our very own
Successful, but he's still single for a reason.
Bounces out.
Jail at home, and they didn't play great at all. They won, but they didn't play well, and they have have not looked good here.
We're going to need a third import if we're going to contest for this championship. And, yeah, I mean, that's become blatantly obvious. This championship. And, yeah, I mean, that's become blatantly obvious.
Yeah, it hasn't been a great weekend for him. But having said that, they still split this weekend. It hasn't been
And he puts it to the deck and steps across. Puts the onus on the officials, on the defense.
They love to get to the rim. Oh, my goodness. Barely hit the rim. And that's one of those little... That's where you know it's in their head. The first one looked good tempo with the shot. As he goes up and just... It's just the tempo of the shot. Trying to guide it in rather than shoot it in. Tough for the Adelaide 36ers.
Here he goes, Franks. His first real crack at it this game. Can't get it to fall. Harris now. Adelaide gives it off to Soto. Good defence there from Hunter, and then the good little putback.
Stuck with the play. Kai Soto, really good attack. And he created that one for Soto.
Soto failed to score.
You see a situation like this. Here he is. Now this is his problem. Is how does he keep those more nimble 4s and 5s? Find his rhythm from the free throw line.
He's 2 of 5 at the moment. Make it 2 of 6. Xavier Cooks from the free throw line in his first term.
I think the other part of that conversation, Drew, is that's a bit of a problem for the Adelaide 36ers as a whole. Their front court defense, Daniel Johnson, Robert Franks, Kai Soto, do they have the ability to handle guys like Xavier Cooks and the impact, the pressure he's going to put on your defense? We know on the perimeter with McCarron and Detch and Antonius Cleveland, they're loaded with defensive-minded players. Can they defend at a high level with their big bodies?
Again, an easy dunk for Hunter. His first points of the night.
The right place at the right time. Able to pick up the little fumble.
And here's Soto. Going to try and show his range. The Kings will get the ball. So scrappy start offensively for the 36ers.
Well, I think the thing is they've had no tempo in their offense. There you see the finish from Hunter as he cleans up the mess underneath. But Adelaide, they want to get up and down the floor. They want to force you into turnover.
Johnson. A couple of looks at it early in that quarter. Couldn't get in the drop, but he does that time. A little shake and bake on Johnson. Another offensive board for the Kings. Adelaide do well this time.
He thinks every time he shoots it, it's got a very good chance of going in.
Franks kicks it out to Detch. Wide open. There is Galloway for the Kings. Going right at Soto. Could get it to fall in there. Franks looking to be aggressive. Goes with that left hand.
Against Cairns before they eventually made their run.
Franks going to sit off Cooks. Throws it into Hunter. Puts on a couple of moves. Thought he might have got fouled. And then Soto and Detch with McCarron. There's the play for Soto. We should be able to finish from there. The block from Hunter. If you don't mind, he got up. And here they go. They'll make you pay on transition. DJ.
We'll give that to Hunter. Just the desperation there. It looked like Soto just getting a little momentum trying to go up with 2 hands and dunk it, and just gave enough time for Hunter to get there. One-handed hook pass to the guy in the corner. Punish the helper.
And Franks get it back